From the DJC Collectibles Studio, I'm Midwest professional wrestling legend Gage Octane. And now, here's a guy who is ready enough. Kyle Peterson.
Kyle here, back again with episode number 61 of the Kyle Peterson Show. And as usual, I got my co-host with me, a girl that doesn't mingle, she mangles. Angie, say hello.
Hello.
Gotta watch out for those teeth, so sharp. No. Scrape. There it is. Angie, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm horrible.
We're bad liars.
I'm horrible.
We're doing bad.
I was thinking earlier, I was like, I might just start walking like Forrest Gump, and I don't know when I'll stop.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just keep walking. Like, I don't need going anywhere. I just need to go outside. I've been behind a desk too long. Mm-hmm. I'm a night away from one of the most stressful days of my year for work today here. So Angie forced me to do the podcast today. She said, no, we're doing it. And she gave me about 5 minutes notice. Something like that. Because Angie said, well, I can't do it tomorrow. We normally film tomorrow.
No, you can't do it tomorrow.
Yeah, because I'll be gone for like 10 hours or whatever it's going to be. And I'm going to be just emotionally, physically, mentally drained by the end of the day. I'll be drained from everything, hopefully. Hopefully everything will be drained out of me. But I'll
better drain you tonight.
Probably. Multiple. But I'm hurting for certain. There's no doubt about it tomorrow. I'm going to be beyond stress. I might pass out and die of a heart attack tonight with stress. When you got like $1 billion on the line, like, I'm not even kidding, like $1 billion. And like, I don't even see any of this $1 billion. That's the thing that drives nuts.
It's going to kill you. And
it's going to kill me. I don't even get that money. It's not for me, but literally on the line today. So by the time people are watching this, it'll be long over because we're filming early because of all this stuff. And, it is what it is. But hopefully I can make it through this. Hopefully I can just make it through this thing called life here. It's just stressful times around these parts. There's a lot going on and not a lot going in. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's episode number 61, Angie, and a little
stretch.
bit, a little home stretch to 100. That's what it is. And we put this episode together in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's show prep.
We're professionals.
That's show prep. So just think. If this episode's good, hey, shout out to us. If it's bad, you're like, that's what you get for 5 minutes putting this together. As I was planning on doing this this weekend, and Angie's like, I'm too busy this week. I can't do it this weekend. I got things to do. I got to go to the pool. You know what Angie's up to. It's the kickoff of summer here at Memorial Day. We'll be ready to go.
You love to throw me under the bus.
What?
I'm going to be working hard. You know that.
Are you going to be? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if you will be.
Working hard for that money.
Hardly working. I don't know.
Working hard or hardly working.
We'll see what happens. But Angie, you're looking good today here. I like the black. It's a nice show. So there's one good thing is when I have a tough day at work, I get to come home to you. That's just one of those nice things. You know, it's nice to come home to that. And I'm sure tomorrow, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to need to plan dinner because I'm going to be in no mood. I'm going to be drained.
Thursday, we got so many options. We got wing night.
Here's the other thing.
Other wing night.
Tomorrow night is supposed to be Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick is in town tomorrow night. So here's the unfortunate thing for your old buddy Kyle. Cheap Trick, one of my favorite bands of all time, of course. We were supposed to see him in December. They canceled the concert because they got called away for the, what was that? Kennedy Center Honors in Washington. So they left. They had to cancel the show. They rescheduled for January. And then the weather was bad. It was like crazy cold. They canceled the show in January. So now they rescheduled it with Styx of all things. I wanted to see Cheap Trick by themselves. Now they're opening up for Styx, and they're playing here at a big park, an outdoor venue, outdoor park here. Now the unfortunate thing is tomorrow's supposed to be like thunderstorms, rain, in and out all day long.
That's what they get.
I normally love a little of the in and out all day long, but I don't like it in this rain thing. And the concert starts, I think, at 7 o'clock. So I don't know if we're going to be able to go to that. I haven't bought tickets yet because tickets are crazy expensive. I said, let's wait till the last minute. It is what it is.
Did the Styx drive up the price or the venue?
I don't know. Either or did. But anyways, haven't bought tickets yet. But I'm kind of hoping for a rain out, which is crazy because the last two I really wanted to go to. This time I would hate to meet Miss Cheap Trick. Easy for me to say. But I'm going to be so exhausted by the end of the day tomorrow. I'm going to be probably record-setting exhaustion tomorrow is what I'm going to be. And do I really want to go to this park a half hour away, outside venue, and the whole rigmarole that goes along with that?
Fight the people.
I'm not exactly sure, but I'm kind of hoping for a rain out in a way. But I really feel like I need to go see Cheap Trick because there's only going to be so many Cheap Trick shows left, and they're one of my all-time favorite groups. I know I would kill to see Motorhead one last time. I don't want to be in that opportunity for Cheap Trick either. But Cheap Trick is coming in July, about 2 hours from here, so maybe we go to that, or maybe we don't, or maybe I just give up concert-going experiences. I'm not sure. I'm rambling.
I can always go for a $12 corn dog.
I need foot long. I know you. I know you. That's what you're used to. Anything
Pay
less.
$1 an inch.
Yes. Yes. If you get a 6-inch corn dog, it's just not enough for you. It doesn't fill you up. You need a little bigger, and that's where I always step in and I say, Angie, you're in luck here. You're in luck. But Angie, I'm
still thinking about the prep of this video, how you said we did it in 5 minutes. That's literally me every week.
You don't even do 5 minutes. Yeah.
I set the camera up.
Angie sets the camera up, picks up my shirt sometimes, gets her clothes on, and that's about it. And Angie's just here for the ride. She's just always here for the ride, of course. But here we are, Angie. Let's get down to it. Let's start it off. Let's thank our sponsor, DJC Collectibles. 8 off DJC is the code. Save yourself 8%. Thank you to DJC Collectibles. Of course, Patreon, your best way to support this channel and all the content it does bring. Angie bringing in a lot of Patreon viewers over the last month with her April Q&A. I need to do a May Q&A, Angie. I haven't even figured it out, or a May special video yet. Maybe it'll be just a day in the life of Angie. You could film one of those vlogs. Like, I get up, I put my makeup on, I do this. You want to do a day in the life vlog video? Wouldn't that be fun?
With my little meta glasses on?
It'd be riveting, wouldn't it?
Or would I?
Like,
they probably want me in it, actually.
They would. And I thought about doing something like, I should just do a day in my life. But I was like, let's see, Kyle getting up around 7. I check my email. Oh my gosh, text messages, no disasters. I didn't miss anything overnight. Then I get in the shower.
Brush those teeth first.
Yeah, I brush the teeth. And then I get in the shower. And then I go downstairs and I get my oatmeal and yogurt like an old man, like an 80-year-old man. And I get a Monster. And then I sit in my office for like 8 to 10 hours straight. Like, the kids all go to school. They wave to me as I'm in my office working. They come home from school. There I am in the same seat, still sitting there. And I'm like, what is there to this day? The day in the life, you just sit there and see Kyle working on 3 computer screens. 3 computer screens. I'm working, and I'm on the phone, and I'm slamming the phone, and I'm throwing things across, and I'm crying. And then I say, I can't do this anymore. I can't continue this life. And that's what it is. It'd be like the worst video ever. And then,
it's so depressing.
Oh, and then finally about, 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'm like, I should probably eat. And then we eat. Do we go somewhere? Do we eat something here? So there would be that. And then it's like, okay, now I'm going to just do some stuff. I'm going to get going. I'm going to get at, and then I said, I got to sit down first. And then I don't move. And then I don't move. And then the next thing you know, I've fallen asleep on the couch or whatever. And I go upstairs and then I rinse and repeat. It's a crazy life, Angie.
We've been eating at home a lot lately.
Yes.
You're doing good.
Yes. I'm just, what am I? What am I today? I don't know what I am. I'm frustrated, depressed, mad.
Bear.
I'm just, so there it is. I am, I guess so. But Angie, let's get into some things here. And let's start off with the topic everybody wants to talk about here, Angie, of course. This week, as I'm filming this, was the world premiere of the Masters of the Universe movie. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie, all-timer for little Kyle, got me into the action figure game, got me into this world of life. Very good memories once upon a time. There's actually pictures of me meeting He-Man and Skeletor as a little kid. Very famous pictures, of course. But this week was the world premiere. And Angie, I was a little bit shocked you and I were not invited to this world premiere. They invited so many YouTubers and influencers and all kinds of these people. Our friend Jay from Geek Dad Life was there. Pixel Danny Pixel. He was there. They invited Pixel Dan. They invited other people too. Our buddy Toy Shiz. You remember Toy Shiz? Mm-hmm. He doesn't like his face shown. It's a good thing we didn't take any photos of him. But he was there. Where was my invite? I have to assume it was lost in the mail. But it was probably good I wasn't invited because you know why, Angie? Because with work and all the stuff I got going on, I couldn't have went. Yeah. They would have said, Kyle, there's no way you can go. You can't get away for this. And then I'd be even more angry. Like, I should be in LA right now at this world premiere of this He-Man movie, but I'm stuck in these meetings and stuff. So it's a whole quagmire is what it is. But I am a little hurt. The Masters team did not invite me to this, Angie. I'm a little hurt.
I just learned quagmire was a word and not somebody's name off.
It is. Well, I just put you in. It's a quagmire. It's like another word for debacle. I'm a human thesaurus, Angie.
Oh my gosh.
But I am a little hurt I wasn't invited to this because really when you break it down on YouTube, who does more Masters of the Universe videos than I do? I don't think anybody does, Angie. I don't think, Pixel Dan, he's the almighty Masters. I give him all the pub. I give him all the publicity. He hasn't done as many Masters videos as I have done. I've supported the brand with this hard-earned money. All this stress I'm doing, I end up...
And you paid for all your videos.
Yes, and then I get all this stress, and then I go pay for this. It's just it's a horrible thing. So... would have been nice to have Angie and I out there for that movie, but the Masters team said no. They didn't want to invite us, and that's fine. We're not bitter about it or anything. But Angie, we do have our tickets.
Definitely not bitter about it.
See, that's the thing, Angie. Hey, we're getting a trip out there.
I still haven't lost the weight I gained when we went.
Oh my gosh, packing the pounds on. More cushion for the pushing.
Too much in and out, baby.
Too much. More cushion for the pushing for Angie. That's for sure.
My God.
But Angie, I was a little disappointed we weren't invited. But then at the same time, I could just see you saying, "Well, I don't want to go to LA for 2 days. I don't want to go to a movie premiere.
You couldn't have gone.
What would I wear? What would we do?
What would I wear? Dark theater.
I don't know, but I could have walked the purple carpet. It would have been a whole thing.
Oh God, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
It was the world premiere with the
we'd
stars.
Have to wear like formal.
Yes,
oh, heck
not necessarily formal. You need to just chill out. So, anyways, either way, we didn't go. It's past. It happened. It's over. We didn't get invited. Nobody. Yeah, exactly. Angie doesn't want invited to anything. She's worse than me. And if you ever see Angie in the street, don't talk to her. Trust me. People have found out the hard way. You're a very rude person. That's what they said.
Nice.
They said, Kyle, you're nicer. I thought you'd be the nicest guy in person. And they say, Kyle, you're so nice. You're even nicer. And they say, but your wife, she's a little bit of a tiger. She's a little bit out there. She's a little bit mean. Yeah, you're a little mean. Remember that little kid that came up and you pushed him down?
That's crazy.
It was crazy. I thought it was too. Like he skinned his knees. It was terrible. I said, you gotta just chill out a little bit, Angie. Just chill out a little bit here.
Oh my God.
But there it is. But Angie, anyways, long story short, we're going to the Masters movie June 3rd. We'll get there, and I think the next day we'll actually film the podcast and we're going to give our review of the movie. So
God,
we'll be
I hope
seeing
I like
that.
it. I'm scared.
If you don't like it, tell them you don't like it. It's not like
obviously
they didn't pay you to tell good things about it. And if they did, I
hate
wouldn't
to be negative because I'm such a nice person.
Oh, you are, except all the time. Of course. Time to push that kid down. Never forget. But Angie, long way to get there here, talking Masters Universe. I don't know if you saw this, and spoiler alert, she did because I just clued her into it right before we started filming. There was a drone show to support this movie, which is a pretty cool idea. I was a little bit bummed. San Diego Comic-Con last year, or maybe it was the year before, they did a huge drone show over the ocean where it was like Galactus. And if you've ever seen these drone shows, they get all these drones together and they make images in the sky. It's a pretty cool thing to see. I've seen small scale ones, but I've never seen one of these massive ones. So I was really bummed I missed this Galactus one. But going around the internet was this big one they did for the Masters premiere here. And it was like something like, it was either 1,600 or 16,000. I think 1,600 more. It sounds more reasonable of these drones. And they made like a big Skeletor and a bunch of that kind of stuff. Now, the thing I was thinking, though, I was like, it's a very cool visual. Very cool. Can you imagine looking out your window at your house up in the sky and you see all this? But that's what I was thinking. Now, I know what Skeletor is. You see Skeletor. You're going to know Skeletor. But what about those old ladies out there? Or people that don't know anything about that?
The kid's scared.
Yeah, they're looking out their window. And there's been a lot of talk of aliens and things like that in the news lately. We could cover that for days. I want to talk about my friends, the reptilians. I knew a reptilian one time. It's a long story. It's a dangerous story. I'm not going to tell it.
You know it killed at least one person. Somebody had a heart attack.
Somebody had a heart attack. But I won't tell about the reptilian that almost gave me a heart attack once upon a time. It's a wild story. Trust me. But yeah, can you imagine your little old lady looking at this? You're like, oh my gosh, the alien overlords are here and they put a big skeleton face up there of death. Oh my gosh, they're telling us we're all going to die.
It's my time.
I mean, can you imagine just, it's almost like one of those like tribes. There's that one tribe out there kind of by Tasmania or Australia that's never seen people. And like they finally did and they like killed all the people immediately. It's just one of those kind of things. Can you imagine seeing this? You're like, we're being invaded. I can't believe it. They're here. The overlords are here, and this is their message. It's a guy in a cloak and a skeleton face, and oh my gosh. I thought that was the coolest thing ever just for that point of view. I thought that was a cool idea, but I want to hear that some old lady like dropped dead, and she's suing Mattel and Masters Universe because, you know, she wasn't expecting this whole thing.
She was scared. Is that where that Rockefeller dude ended up?
Who?
That Rockefeller guy. Remember he went to like the jungle and then...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like Brazil or somewhere down there. Somewhere in South America, and they thought he was like, they found him or something. He was with the people, and the cannibals got him. It was like the real life cannibal Holocaust.
They were just all walking around with their schlongs out.
Yeah, that's how Angie likes it. You love it. You love guys. If you ever meet Angie in person, just whip it out. Just put that thing out. She loves to see him.
And then I'll shove you down and skin your knees.
Yeah, she loves to rate them too. She'll rate them if you want to send her pictures. She'll, $5 a rating. She'll give you $5. And that's what she does. It's a wild move.
We've actually got that DM.
You have got that DM. I have. It's not bad. I said, well,
if I send it to you, can
we do 50 instead of 5? Can we do 50? Everything's for sale, isn't it, Angie? No.
Oh my God, my opinion for sure.
Yeah, there you go. But it was a crazy move, a crazy movie, crazy all around there with that drone show. But speaking of movies, Angie, a nice segue
like crazy
here.
movie, like you've seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's crazy. I can't wait to see. We'll see what happens. But Angie, turning attention over to another movie that I was watching the other night. I think it was Saturday night, wasn't it? When you came downstairs and you immediately did a spin and turned around and left, you like homered into the bush.
Girl, bye.
you walked down and then you immediately turned around and walked out. And it was the movie called Dolly is what it was. And
it's scary. I didn't like it.
Unknown to popular belief, I thought it was a biopic of one Dolly Parton, of course. Of Dolly, she's got two things I absolutely love. Dolly, even at 84. And Angie's, you're my Dolly some days. But it was a movie called Dolly, and it was on Shudder. If you subscribe to Shudder, horror, all that kind of stuff, good. But Angie, horror movies probably your favorite movies? Least favorite, probably? It's wild to me that Angie hates horror and comedies. Those are her two favorite things. I figured you love horrors.
And then you kind of like a mix of both, like a really bad horror.
Yes.
So it's like my worst.
Yes, I do. I love horrible horror movies and stuff. And I love comedies. I love stupid comedies. I have so much thinking to do every single day. I want to turn my brain off. I don't want any thinking. I don't want to. I want to just see mindless entertainment where Angie likes a little story. She likes a little bit of deep down. She loves those period pieces. I do the same thing. I come down and Angie's watching some show and it looks like they're in like the Renaissance era and I'm just immediately turning around. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? I can't stand that stuff. It's just... And you can't stand mine. It's wild. We just cannot agree on movies. So we kind of meet in the middle on documentaries, or sometimes there's those movies about like, or documentaries about like serial killers or the worst exes. We talked about that a little bit last week. But
or my Expedition, I love that.
Expedition?
Unknown or whatever.
Oh yeah, with Josh Gates, another good
favorite.
friend of the channel, Josh Gates. I went and saw Josh Gates one time. Angie didn't want to go. I went with Justin. It was terrible. It was terrible. But I saw Josh Gates. I should dig up that
I don't
picture.
think I was into the show then.
You weren't as into it at that time. I don't know, but now she is. Now she is. But speaking of movies, I did finally watch Dolly. This one caught my interest. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Little Leatherface. Long story short, I won't spoil the whole thing, or maybe I will. I don't know. Depends where it goes. But one thing that caught my eye is probably the greatest actor of our generation was in that movie. One of my absolute favorite actors. I feel like him and I would like really hit it off and be friends. It is one Sean William Scott. You know Sean William Scott? He played Stifler in American Pie. Yes. Road Trip, of course. He got milked. We all know that whole thing. One of the greatest actors of all time. So I saw he was in this. I said, this is going to be good. It's Dolly. It's like a crazy, like killer masked individual. You got Sean William Scott in it. It's a horror. It's on Shudder. It should be good. This should be what I'm looking for. And there was absolutely nothing else on.
Was he young in it or was it recent?
It's recent.
Oh, weird. He's
like 50 years old. And I'd forgotten. He has all these tattoos like on his hands that wrap up and stuff. It's a wild move. I don't know if it's quite a power move, but it's a wild move on his part.
In real life he has?
Yeah, in real life. It's wild. But basically the movie started off with like this girl and him, and it looked like they were dating, and he had a daughter from before or something like that, and they were dropping it off at the aunt's or grandma's or something. She was in the car or on the phone, and she had a feeling he was going to propose on this little trip. They were going on a little hiking trip, and I'm sure getting one of those scenic proposal type things. Not like the Italian restaurant where I propose for women. Of course, that's my go-to spot when I propose. So one time I did, but they're getting ready, and she's talking to her friend like, I don't know if I should do it. You love him. You love the daughter. You know, the whole thing building up. They have a special relationship, all this stuff. And then they're in like a classic Mustang too. Of course, Stifler, Sean William Scott, of course he's going to drive something like that. Why wouldn't he? So they go off to this hiking thing. They start hiking through the woods, and next thing you know, they hear some things. That's usually the way it goes in these woods, and all woods. You hear stuff every once in a while. It's kind of fun when you hear those creepy things. Your mind starts wandering. Anyways, of classic tropes of the horror thing, he's like, I'm going to go check it out. You just stay here. I'm going to go check it out and all this stuff. Next thing you know, they walk into this like little, and I've seen stuff like this on our walks. Remember that? I should get Elle down here because we used to go on walks all the time. I'd pull the wagon on her and we'd go, and she'd be like, oh, I'm tired. I'm like, I'm the one pulling you in the wagon. But we used to go to the parks all the time. We do it every weekend. We go to all these parks. We walk everywhere, and we go swing, and we go, let's go to the pirate ship park. Let's go to this. Of course, that was back when they wanted to hang out and they wanted to do that kind of stuff. But
Oh god.
we'd run into these like little campouts and stuff and creepy things
Weird
out in
stuff,
the woods.
like almost like
Really
satanic.
weird. Yeah,
like,
weird stuff out
what's
there.
that creepy movie everybody thought was real?
Blair Witch.
Yeah, there you
there
go.
was a lot of weird. There's a lot of
Like-
there's a lot of wildness around here on these bike paths and stuff.
Like homemade crosses.
And we walked into this one that was like a big hut one time, and then there was like broken glass in there and like a mirror. I don't know if it was a Coke mirror. I'm not sure exactly what it was. But then there was like in crayon a little note and said, "It's okay, I didn't cut myself on the glass," or something. Like, who's writing this and who's this go to? It was a wild thing.
I swear we live in a nice neighborhood.
We do, and it's weird. You never know. The nicest people are the most satanic at the end of the day. They're at the altar there. Of course, the blood sacrifices and stuff.
Oh my god.
I like the milk sacrifice, of course. But where I was going with this is in the movie, they walk into this whole woods where it's just full of like dolls hanging all over the place. You're like, what the heck's this? This is creepy. And then the next thing you know, Sean William Scott, he's taking a shovel to the back of the head, knocked out and stuff. Next thing you know, he's down on the ground and stuff. And he's like the main guy in this movie. You're like, oh, okay, it's a big deal. And this is literally like 6 minutes into the movie. And the dolly lady, guy, whatever it is, I'll show you the poster in this movie so you've seen what it is if you haven't seen it. He's got the shovel. And he wakes up and like the like dig part of the shovel, the spade, is that what it's called? I don't know. Whatever it is, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like in his mouth. Like she's like, and I think that's when you walked in maybe and then walked right out, but had it right there in his face. And he's like, oh, don't do this. And she's like, dolly right there, cuts his whole lower jaw off. It's gone. It's all that. I'm just like, what? They tricked us into here with Sean William Scott, the greatest actor of a generation. And then he's dead in the first 6 minutes. What the heck are we doing? Long story short, once again, we fast forward. His girlfriend's out there like, what the heck? She's walking around. Yes, she's like rehearsing like what she's going to say for this thing to be proposed to and all this. She comes walking in there, and then she comes across this same stuff. She sees him slumped over with no jaw off to the side, just a whole gory scene. She starts screaming. She sees the dolly. Next thing you know, she has been attacked and stuff, and I think she gets whacked with the shovel too.
Oh,
but
God.
She didn't put an end to her right then and there. Took her to the old creepy farmhouse. It reminded me something of Mother's Day. You ever seen the Mother's Day, an early trauma movie? Scarred me as a little kid. It took me like 20 years until the internet came. I remember seeing this movie. I remember being so creeped out and like kind of scarred by it as a kid. That and Basket Case were the only two that ever really had an effect on me as a little kid. And then I got to see it many years later and it didn't really do anything for me. But it was still good to reminisce. Remember little Kyle once the time watching this movie. But they went to this old creepy house and all this stuff. And next thing you know, this girl, she wakes up and she's like in a big doll crib. And she's got like old school, like 1950s baby pajamas on with the ruffles and stuff like that.
Oh god, I think I saw this part, like a white.
Yeah, and then she's got a pacifier in her mouth and all this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So she's just living the dream, of course. And then that dolly's there doing all kinds of stuff, and it's just a creepy thing. Like this, whatever this creature is, does this kind of stuff. And long story short, she tries to escape and does all that. You can just write the movie yourself at this point. All the tropes are there. She finally jumps out the window, and then who comes rolling up there? One Sean William Scott,
The jawless
back
man.
in the back of his. And she also took it to his like shin and cut his like leg in half too. So long story
That's a
short,
strong shovel.
yes, he comes up there. They kind of reunite. They say they're in love, and I saw the ring, yes, and all this. And then next thing you know, that dolly's there and just putting the hurting on him. And spoiler alert, finally kills that Sean William Scott.
Oh,
Finally kills right
At
in
least
front
he
of
went
her.
to his grave.
And then
knowing.
it's a whole thing.
loved him.
So then it's like chased down all this, and then she releases another guy that's like trapped in the wall, and then he's like turns on her. It's just,
I have a stomach ache just listening to this.
yeah, this movie really writes itself. And apparently there's going to be another dolly in the future. So there's going to be a dolly part 2. But like it doesn't explain anything about why or when or hows or any of that. It's like there's zero explanation. It's just, I watch it, I'm like, this is just like Saw and all these other movies that there's 50 sequels of that you don't know. And then finally the 5th one, we're going to give the background on the dolly or whatever is what they're going to do. So long rant over. It was about Dolly, and unfortunately not that Dolly Parton. But Angie, we're going to keep going here. We got stories for days. And this is literally 5 minutes of putting notes down about just
We're already halfway through the podcast.
halfway
Wrap it
through.
up.
Angie, this week, this is a crazy segue right here. We're going to go back to 1992. You remember 1992?
Barely.
Oh, it was a wild time. And this one really clicked with me. So this week in the mail, I did order some new wrestling figures from Figure Collections. Use code Kyle, save yourself 10%. I don't get any kickbacks on any of that or anything. It's just a code to help us save. I use it myself so I can save 10% too. Got to. But I did get my figures in, and sometimes they throw in cards and stuff, and they threw in a pack of cards right here. Now, I'm not a big trading card guy anymore. You ever dabble in the trading cards?
Mm-mm.
Was there ever a time when you were a little kid that you bought a pack of trading cards of any kind?
I don't think so.
Never once.
I don't think so.
What were you buying?
I don't know.
Tobacco?
No.
Smokes? Who knows?
Nothing.
Anyways, Angie was never buying anything. She had no money. She lived out in the country. They weren't allowed to do things. They had to.
I was just outside playing.
You played with the garden hose, is what you were doing out there. That's all. But they throw in cards every once in a while. And they threw in this pack of cards here, Angie. Look at this. Mm-hmm. Special election edition, the candidates, the issues, Decision 92 trading cards, including billionaire Ross Perot special subset. Now, do you know who Ross Perot is?
Yeah.
Okay, you do?
I was trying to think like exactly what he was, but
yes. He was like a Texas billionaire that ran for president back in the day. And I want to say it was Bill Clinton.
I was trying to think of the word senator.
I think it was Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Ross Perot ran. And 1992, I remember in elementary school, every class had to they voted who was going to be the president or whatever. Mm. And there was, the debates and stuff they have around those things. And I had to be George Bush at school. And the whole school, I was not to my own horn. In elementary, I really shined, of course. The ladies were all after me, and I was Mr. Popularity, of course. But they voted me to be George Bush in this thing. So I had to do, in front of the whole school, kindergarten through 6th grade, we had to do a mock debate is what they had to do. So 92, I always remember as far as that because it was those three. And I don't remember who did the rest. But I was George Bush, and I remember they did the vote, of course, all of the whole school, and I actually won. So, and I think George Bush also won. So I don't know if he was in the lead and people were just doing that. I don't know. But it's funny to think our kids, they would never do that in the schools now because politics is so divisive and stuff. As Angie just loves politics.
You would have been canceled being George Bush back in the day.
Probably. It's not that George Bush. It's the old George Bush.
Well, they were still very Republican.
I guess, but everybody loved Republicans back there, and nobody, I don't know. It's a whole different world now, and honestly, I don't have time to care. Between my day job, just trying to put food on the table, and trying to do YouTube, and let's be honest, trying to please this girl over here, trying to keep her, in line. You think I have time? I barely have time to sleep at this point. And I feel bad for people that make politics so much of their personality and they constantly are just living that politics, because man, do any of those politicians even care about you? Do they even know you even exist? And you're sitting there posting 1,000 times. I got a really good buddy. That's all he does. His whole life has turned into it. And it's like, man, you gotta let it go, man. You gotta let it go. I was like, you probably got 5 years left in life. And this was like one of my dear mentors in my life at one time. But man, he's just off the whale.
That's why I can't watch the news or anything. I'm too emotionally invested in people.
And that's why I miss, and I've said it before, I miss the late night comedy shows, the David Lettermans and the Conan O'Briens back in the day. When I was a little kid, I loved watching those every single night. Now all they do is talk about politics. I'm like, I don't have time to follow this stuff, so I don't even understand what they're really telling about. And it's not funny. And it's like, I just want to hear jokes. I want to hear Pimp Bot 3000 coming on Conan O'Brien where he does his pimp voice and stuff. I want to see David Letterman and Richard Simmons going door to door. That's what I want to see. I want to see stuff like that. I don't want to hear about politics, but we're going to talk politics here because we're going to go to night 2. We're going to do a live unboxing of this cards and see what we get here, Angie.
Oh my God, right now?
1992, and these were made in Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know. Do you know about Cincinnati, Ohio? Have you ever been to Cincinnati?
Probably.
Whole town smells like piss. It's a wild thing. Wild thing, let me tell you. But I was thinking about going to the Masters of the Universe PowerCon thing at the end of September, Angie. And that's in Cincinnati. But now that the Masters apparently doesn't like me, doesn't even invite me to the movie, I might not go.
Canceled.
I've been canceled by Masters. How do I get this? And these are the old wax cards. Now, I was a big card guy once upon a time, Angie. Huge card guy. Huge. I'd go collecting cans and stuff to buy cards. I can honestly say I never got Decision 92 cards. That was not my thing. See you later. Goodbye. But we're going to go through this and see what we got here. Ooh, we're starting off real hot, Angie, in cards in 92. Oh, my gosh. We got some amazing cards here. They're very sticky. What do you think's been going on with these cards? There we go. But right off the bat, Angie, I'm going to hand it to you. We got the White House. And I guess I'll take a picture of each one of these. Uh-oh. We got the White House. And oh, my gosh. We got the Republican VP selection. Bush Quayle. Remember Dan Quayle?
Have you been to the White House? I've seen it.
Angie's been there. She's been there. You were under a table there once, I think. We got George Bush, Republican VP selection. But look at that. Isn't that an interesting card?
Oh God, he's sweating.
He's sweating like a madman. Sweating to the oldies like Richard Simmons is what he's doing. But he's got pitting out like crazy. We do got a nice card here that shows the the electoral votes for president. So you can kind of see each state, how many votes each state gets. Mm-hmm. Now I got a card that's probably going to set the world on fire. And Angie, we're gonna find out if Angie can figure out who we got going on here.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson. A really good time here.
I don't know. I do know, but I don't know.
The Reverend Jesse Jackson just
God,
recently passed away here. And apparently Jesse Jackson was VP. Was it Dukakis is who Bush was running against in 92?
Sure.
Is that who it was?
Sure.
I was thinking it was Clinton, but I don't remember. Let's see here. Jesse Jackson could expand a voter base with blacks and small farmers. Not the big farmers and not the whites, but the blacks, apparently. And then much publicized support from Willie Nelson's farm aide. Of course, we love Willie, as we know. Now, this guy, who is this? Democrat Virginia, Douglas Wilder. And that's a name I don't even know. These cards are all stuck together, Angie. What have you been doing with these? Or have I been doing something with them?
Exactly.
Douglas Wilder, never heard of him in my life. I'm sure he's long dead and long passed away.
I'm trying to decide if he's black. Oh, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Playing all the hits is what we're doing. I'm trying to there we go. Unsticky these. All right. Well, then we get a checklist card.
It says a ghetto kid on the back.
Nothing. It's so crazy how un-PC it was, even back in 92.
It's in quotations, though. So
we get a checklist card, which is always great when you're a kid getting those checklists. Oh, my gosh. Oh, here we go. Now we got a Ross Perot card. Now business is picking up. I don't think it's Dana Carvey. I think it's actually Ross Perot. Dial D for democracy. And Ross Perot is dead as well. But an interesting character, old Ross Perot. This is riveting, is what this is. Oh, and now we got one. Billionaire, possible Perot scenarios. And it's him in like a fast boat. I don't know if that's like AI. I don't know what that's supposed to be.
I don't think they had that back then.
I don't know. Uh-oh. The cough is here. Angie, you really got to get that cough figured out here. And then we got Buchanan for president. So it was Buchanan. It wasn't Dukakis. Huh. Obviously, he didn't win. There it is, once again.
Oh, once it starts.
Oh,
You've been talking too much without a drink.
You've been just talking too much. And
You've been talking too much.
now we're going to the wild card. Decision 92, the Hillary factor. We got Bill and Hillary Clinton. And look at how she looks at him with so much love.
Yeah,
that's how you should look at me.
Definitely before she knew.
That's how you should be looking at me all the time. Instead, you cough all the time in my direction. No, that's very unprofessional. Paul McCartney never takes drinks. That's for sure. If you really need to. But Angie, look at me like her. Let's pretend. Let's reenact this. No, yeah, that's not it. No. Hillary, I think she loved Bill a lot more back then. I'm pretty sure. Looking pretty good.
Oh my God.
So that was pretty riveting. And all in all, right on there. So
I don't think I showed it.
Wild times. Bill and Hillary. I'm going to take pictures of it. I'll put it in this video. Okay. Is what we'll do. So there it is. That's a lot of nonsense for a half hour right here, Angie, with 5 minutes of prep time. But we do have some stuff to talk about, and it's first going to go to Angie's exact favorite segment of this channel, YouTube, podcast, whatever it may be. Brought to you by Deutsch Snacking Dough, now available at Lunds and Barley for my Minnesota friends up there. Lunds and Barley's, you ever go there? You been to Lunds and Barley's?
Oh, they made it into a store?
Beautiful grocery stores. They're starting to go. I almost feel like Deutsch Snacking Dough should probably hire me, and I could just...
I was just going to say, we work in the grocery business.
Maybe I should take over, and I could get you guys distribution everywhere. Just saying. But if you want to use Deutsch Snacking Dough, hit the link in the description down below. Save yourself 20%. Got to get the deal out there. And it is time to try new foods, because it might taste good.
Try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We gotta try new food, because they might taste good.
All right, Angie, it's time to try new foods because it might taste good. What do you got for us this week?
What do you got? You picked it up.
I found this.
Little Butterfinger French toast.
French toast Butterfinger. What else will they put in a Butterfinger?
She's a biggie.
Now, I love a Butterfinger, and I don't mind the new Butterfingers either, but I hate them when you get the really hard ones.
Oh, it's one of these that doesn't have a chocolate coating. It's like a...
Oh.
It smells butterscotchy.
It is a Ferrero product, Angie. You know anything about Ferrero?
Mm-hmm.
You know this right here?
Rocher.
You know about Ferrero?
Yeah.
I think we'll talk offline a little bit about Ferrero. We got some interesting news that's not for cameras. Not for cameras with Ferrero. But we're going to give this a try here, Angie. Probably a lot of calories. 240.
Per half? Damn.
It smells, once again, like those maple nut goodies I love so much.
Yeah, you might like
I love maple. And I love maple nut goodies. Did we try this before?
No, we tried a different one, but I can't remember what it was.
It was maple something. Maybe it was something different. I don't know. Either way, we're going to try it again, and we're going to see how it is. Show us how you take that, Angie. I feel like we maybe tried this before.
I don't think we tried French toast.
It was maple something. It wasn't French toast, though.
I can't remember what it was.
I like this.
It really brings out the
It's
Butterfinger. Like, what's this in here?
Butterfinger
Really-
crunchies.
It really brings out the peanut butter or whatever taste of the inside. Complements it very well. She's rich though. But yeah, I mean,
I really
tastes syrupy, mapley.
The back end really tastes like French toast. I can almost taste the butter, the syrup, and the bread. I love this.
Makes me wonder if I should put a little peanut butter in my French toast.
I don't know where you were going with that one.
I don't even know how I would integrate that.
Would it be chunky or creamy, Angie? How do you like
I
it?
think you'd have to go creamy for this.
You normally
But
like it thick.
I'm a converted chunky.
She's converted. She likes a big chunky load for sure. Bite those mouth away. I tell you what, I love this. This is plain all hits. Butterfinger, one of my absolute favorites. Love the maple taste. That reminds me of the maple nut goodies, which I love so much. This is playing all the hits for me. What are you doing out of 5?
This is like your two favorite things combined.
It really is.
I'll give it a 4.
I'm giving this a 4.9 out of 5. About as high as it possibly could go.
I'll definitely save my half for you.
Perfect, because I really like this. Like, this is what I need. After a hard day today, I didn't know what I needed. You like having a hard day? You know, laugh about a hard day? I'll give you a hard day later. A hard day's night. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm laughing at you saying that's exactly what I needed.
This is exactly what I needed. Most guys come home, they crack open a beer. Not me. I'm cracking open a maple French toast Butterfinger. That's what I'm going to do right here today. I really like this one. I really liked it. You take it from here. I'm going to take another bite.
Yeah, you just love a maple nut goodie. Remember, I mean, if you could just go back to a good bag of maple nut goodies. Oof.
I don't think they make them anymore. I think they just messed it up so bad you can't find them anymore.
Oh, thank God, because they got terrible. They got rock hard at the end.
And that's the only thing Angie doesn't like, rock hard.
Well, God, you don't break a tooth. Remember when you broke a tooth? What was that? Zats or what was that?
Yeah, I literally chipped a tooth in this segment on the podcast on a Zag nut.
There you go. These nuts.
These nuts. Well, I've said it all. This is about perfect to me. So this is playing all the hits, Angie. Any other thoughts from you about this one here? Anything you want to say? You're done? You're going to let me have the other half of it? What was your rating again?
4.
Yeah. Pretty respectable. I've never seen these since. I found them on a Walmart in my travels. So I'm going to have to search one of these guys out. But there it is. Let's try new foods because it might taste good. But Angie, now it's time to go to Tales from Retail, brought to you by Decade Eyewear. Use the QR code to save. All right, Angie, it's time for Tales from Retail. It's going to be a tough one as I got Butterfinger just caked inside my teeth. You guys know what's up with that. Unbelievable. But Angie, it's time for some Tales from Retail.
Keep that tongue out of there. Trying to dig it out.
I like to stick my tongue all over the place. Who knows? But we're gonna do it. We're gonna press on. We're gonna power on here today, and we're gonna do a Tales from Retail. And we're gonna go back. We talked last week about an interesting firing debacle where I about jumped over a table and killed a guy, which was wild. So check that out in episode 60 of the Kyle Peterson Show. But this is another time we had to fire another guy, Angie. Another firing story from my time once upon a time as a manager in the Nabisco Corporation once upon a time. Once upon a time. But Angie, this time we had to go way down south on the border, which basically is another world, as we do know. If you go down south, southern Iowa, northern Missouri, it's its own little world. And outside of the Ozarks, it's kind of similar to that. It's a whole different world. And there was a sales rep, unfortunately, we had to let go. And when I say we, my boss Larry, who joined me for the firing last week, I was helping him with this firing this time. Because you always have to have 2 managers there, just in case, you know. So we had to go down there. We had this guy written up about 4 or 5 times. And a lot of times it was about credits, not picking up your credits, throwing away your credits. It was a whole deal. And we went to one of these towns that actually the grocery store had bought the mall that was in town. Think of a small town mall, like Dirty Dodge. You know that mall. It was like that. But the grocery store was connected to that mall. They ended up buying the grocery store just to use as storage. So imagine a huge, like the inside of the mall they used as their back room. So it was massive. And our Nabisco stuff was way in the back. So no managers were going to wander this mall looking for it. And being a DSD company, that's a long story, direct store delivery. You bring it in, you write the credits, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of trust, especially in small towns for those things. They trust their guys and all this. Well, we happened to go down there. We were having issues with this employee not showing up, all kinds of stuff. So we started investigating. Let's go walk his store, see what's going on. We go into this mall and there's literally 25 pallets of out-of-stock product back there.
Oh my
Do you remember
God.
this story at all?
Kind of.
This is way back when. And we couldn't believe it. We're going through it. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Then we find another pallet over here. And he's got all this product that needs to be thrown away. And obviously he needed that product to make his numbers, but then it comes off your number when you have to write it up. He didn't want to do that whole thing, basically scamming the system, screwing the store over. And that was the final straw, unfortunately. Went to HR, got everything involved, and we said we were going to meet up with him. So we went to drive down to his town there. And we said, we got to meet up at a store and we're going to sit there and talk and all this kind of stuff. And he didn't take it so well. Most people don't. He started crying. Apparently he had just recently got divorced, which that's never good, and all these kind of things. But there was definitely shady stuff going on. And we gave him the benefit of the doubt in this thing, went through the whole thing. It just sucks whenever somebody loses a job. He was a nice guy too. Nice guy. But just wasn't cutting it. And he wasn't cutting a rug either. But he also had, company car. So we had to take the company car, and I was there, of course. And that's usually a lot of times I drive the company car back, or whatever. And a lot of times we'd store the company car at our house for a while until the next person was hired. And I'm like, why am I the lot for these things? I don't know how I always got roped into that. But I'll never forget during this, we had like company issued cell phones, printers, laptops, all these things. He had to give that stuff back. So we fired him, all this. And he's like, well, I don't have it on me. And he goes, I don't want you guys to follow me to my house. I don't want you guys to know where I live and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, well, we need to get all this back. And just a weird time. But he said, hey, let's meet in the park down by the river. And this is a small town. We were at the Walmart. We did this. Do you know where this is going?
It sounds like Dolly.
Kind of. Dolly. Without the shovel. But all the fun. So he's like, let's meet down at this river place or whatever. I don't want you to know where I live and all this. I'll go back and get it. I'll meet you there in like a half hour. So like, what could you do really? We weren't going to go up. It's like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll do that. So we ended up just driving around town. Let's drive around town, see what's going on. I'm riding shotgun. Larry's driving around. And what do you know? We just happen to start going down streets, and we go down his street, and there he is standing in his front yard, and we see him right there as we're driving by, and he just looks at us like, I didn't want you to follow me. Like, it looked like we actually followed him to his house when we were just like trying to figure out where the heck to go and just kill time for this small town. It's like, what are the odds? They're like, oh my gosh, you kidding me? How weird is this? And we're kind of, creeped out about it. And he was going through some tough times, the divorce, all this kind of stuff. So you could tell he wasn't his usual self. So it was a little strange. So then Larry and I go down and we go to the park where he wanted to be met like a half hour. And it's like very secluded down in the side, right off the river too, which was weird. It was just a very weird situation. We go down in there and we get out. It's like daylight. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but there's so many trees around. It's like kind of dark. And this is before there was trail cams and stuff. There would be like video surveillance and stuff. And we get out there. We're the only ones there. We're looking around. It's just weird. You got the river over here, and it's rushing through by you. Like, this doesn't feel right. I said, Larry, I know you're the senior guy here. So I said, I'll lead first. As if he does pull the gun on us, I'll take the bullet. I'll do it. I'm the young guy. I'm the low man on the totem pole. I lead from the front line like a young Flint. I said, I'll take the bullet here. And we both honestly thought that something like this was going to go down. And I'm like, I was a lot bigger and tougher there and a lot younger. So, and I felt Larry was a wrestler. He was a wrestler in high school.
Hadn't thrown out your back yet.
Hadn't thrown my back out yet. I was like, we can do this. If we have to, we can take him down. But I was a little bit scared. It was a little creepy. One of the creepier ones. And he does come rolling in. And I think it was a Dodge Avenger was the company car we had back then. And he comes just peeling in, runs in. And there's that cough. And then he parks right there, like in the middle of the parking lot. Didn't pull into a spot or anything. Just parks right in the middle and like immediately comes to a stop and like hops out. It almost was like we were going to have a shootout right there. Like he just abruptly stops, opens the door, and he's just going to get like one of those big Gatling guns, just take us all out because he was a hunter and stuff too. So anyways, he gets out and it went fine. There was no gunplay involved. No gunplay involved in this one. But boy, it sure felt that way. And I remember standing right up there. I was like, I'll lead first. I'll do it. I'll do it. Balls of steel,
I love you were
Kyle.
ready to die.
I was ready to die. And part of me wishes he would have took me that day. He would have took me that day. But I remember getting the printer, all that kind of stuff. And we were like, hey, you need to ride home. Because now we knew where he lived. And we knew where everything was and all this kind of stuff. So we're like, you need to ride home or something, He's like, no, I don't. And he literally walked out like Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, walked into the woods and the forest and just walked. And Larry and I just sat there. And he wasn't even walking in the direction he lived, like we knew. And he literally just walked off into the woods. And we were just standing there in the parking lot watching him as he just walks through the woods. Like, where's he going? And then I'm like, Larry, maybe he's going to go kill himself. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Can you imagine? I said, that blood's on your hands, not mine. He's technically your employee, not mine. But he just walked off and we just like sat there, just like kind of like watching like a family of geese or watching some like animal bird fly by. We're just both sitting there.
It's like he's Sasquatch.
Yeah, just nodding, just watching. And just slowly as he drifted away, he never turned around to look at us, really just walked off into the woods. Where he went, I have no idea. Never saw him again in my life.
Is he alive?
Nobody knows. He alive? Did he go drown himself? Did something happen?
I thought you were going to say he just walked right into the water.
That would have been
people
funny.
Just like belly flop into their pool or something.
He just slowly walked into the water and the telly just couldn't be seen anymore.
The bubbles.
He's gone. It's gone. But it was the weirdest thing. He just walked straight and we just watched him. I just remember looking in that parking lot and that was it.
Never. Like, okay, let's go.
Never be seen again. And then I had to drive his car home. And I remember there was a lot of people, whenever I had to take their company car, you always hate it because it's not your car. It doesn't feel like home. It feels strange.
And they're gross a lot.
And it was always weird how many people had very lotiony steering wheels. I hated that. That was one thing that really
You just hate lotion altogether, though.
Like, I understand the use for lotion, but man, some people get so much lotion on their hands, their whole steering wheel is just like slippery lotion. And I've had that with you in my car one time. I was like, why is it? I hate
You're
this. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm slipping off the wheel and all that. But I remember one guy, it was just like oozing. Like, I think if I could have squeezed the steering wheel, it would have all like came out like baby oil or something. Speaking of, I'd been slipped and almost fell and just killed myself on baby oil the other day in the bathroom.
It wasn't baby oil, but yeah, it was oil.
What was it?
It was oil.
It was your natural juices, I think is what it was. I slipped on it. It was a huge puddle Angie left for me in there.
Oh my God.
But that was one of the wilder firings that we had to deal with. It's kind of a short story, but long memories. Long memories, that's for sure.
Long-winded.
It was a weird time. It was a really weird, strange time. But Angie, now it's time for something else. It's time to bring it all home. It's time for some final thoughts. All right, Angie, it's time for a few final thoughts. And not a lot of questions this week because we're literally filming this right after the last episode dropped because we're getting ahead work. We talked about it at the beginning. We're busy. There's a lot of stuff going on. But we did get quite a few comments, Angie, about your little outfit last week.
What would I wear?
You remember your farmer?
Oh.
The farmer in the Dell?
I never know what's up and what's not.
Yes. A lot of people said Angie with the Miss Rachel cosplay. We heard that. Many comments were talking about that. Many a post saying,
I didn't even think about that.
Were you supposed to be Miss Rachel? And she kind of was a little bit there. So if you want more of Angie in that, check out a recent figure hunt. We were out on the hunt that one day and you wore that the same day we filmed. So
I'll sing the ABCs next time in it.
You sing that. And then a good friend Kelly, I think if you remember Kelly, we saw at the Dr. Z show. You remember that one time?
Mm-hmm,
Dr. Z? She even commented in there how her husband agreed that he likes it when she wears the overalls with no shirt on underneath. I think that's a good look. And Kelly's a real one out there. She gets the Real One of the Week award out there. So shout out to Kelly.
Just like a little like bra or
like a racer back.
Yeah, just like a little.
Maybe it is. We'll never know because you're banned from wearing that ever again. No. You can be a farmer if you want. It's your life. It's your life. But, Angie, we do get one question here, and I don't know if it's more of a question or a comment, but it's from our friend Jonathan Hodap here. Question, if you look back at your work career, who would you say the Flint and who is the Duke? Obviously, the guy you fired and almost punched is the Duke. So he's referencing last week, which I don't know if I was quite the Flint at that point, and he definitely wasn't quite the Duke, and he was worse than Duke, and I didn't think that was humanly possible. That's how bad of an individual that guy was. But we did make amends. The story on episode 60, of course. But in that situation, I was more of a Mercer on Slaughter's Renegades team. If you're familiar with Mercer, the former Cobra who turned good to join that. I was a little rough around the edges. This was my first manager job. I was by no means a Flint. I'm not even a Flint now, Angie. I wish I could be half the man Flint is. But it is what it is. But I know I'm better than Duke. I'm a better individual. I'm a better person up here, in here, and down there than Duke is as well. And Angie, you can be my Lady J any day of the week, or cover girl. Either way, choose your own girl adventure. But I don't know. He was definitely on his way to being a Duke, but still not even that bad. So it was a wild time. Like I said, check it out. But we need to get next week off the firing talk. I don't like talking about these firing things because they're not very fun most of the time. But maybe next week we'll just do the trifecta. I'll do the one where I represented Kraft in court. Maybe I'll do that one. maybe it's time to just bring it all back home like Bob Dylan. Just finish off.
And we can talk about when I went to court. Remember when I got jury duty and I got hooked all the way to the end? I had to go through
I thought you meant when you got the DUI.
No, I never got a DUI.
Yeah, you did. I actually was on a murder trial too, and they threw me out right at the beginning. I was there for 3 days.
I kind of wish mine was a murder trial. Mine was like an insurance.
Oh, yeah. I vaguely remember that.
But we gave the lady a lot of money.
Dang, I wish you'd give me some. Yeah, I was on a murder trial. Some girl killed a guy or something like that, and I was like, as one of the alternates, and then after the first day, they threw me out for some reason. They said I looked dangerous or something. I don't know, but I was happy to go because it sucks. You get paid like $9 an hour or something, and I don't remember. It just sucked. And then it sucks for me because then my day job doesn't stop. So then I had all this extra work, couldn't talk. It's the whole thing. I hated it. I don't ever want to do. But that was a time too. I got like state jury duty, federal jury duty, and the Polk County. So I got called for jury duty like 3 times in a 6-week span. And that only, like here, I don't know if it's like your area, you call like the night before Sunday night, you call and they say if you need to be there or not. 2 of the 3 times they said, nope, you're dismissed. You don't have to come. I'm like, yes. But then the one, I had to go and I was there for like 3 or 4 days. It was wild. Mm-hmm. But it was funny as I was with a kid I went to school with, his dad, and he was on my baseball team. So it was kind of fun. We hung out, went to lunch and stuff. I mean, here's Kyle and some like 70-year-old guy just hanging out. But
well, usually you say your uncle's a cop.
Yeah, sheriff. I don't think that works. You had to I put all that on there. It didn't work. So,
but I think I'm exempt because I went through a whole trial for a certain amount of years.
Yeah, I think even when you do,
for like a whole week.
Like even if you have jury duty, you're exempt for a while or something like that. But I don't know. So there it is, Angie. That's it. That's it this week. Not a lot of questions, but if you have a question, stick it in the comments on YouTube or email the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, and you too could be the question of the week.
What a privilege.
It is really a privilege. It is a privilege. There's no doubt about it. Angie, we're in summertime now here. It's going to get a little bit warmer. It might get a little bit more tantalizing in your outfits. You never know.
You might show your arms. You might do a little Hawaiian job.
Right now, my arms are peeling. I got a farmer tan at your mom and dad's house a couple weeks ago. Now I'm peeling.
And then we had the field day for Emma. We were
field day. Yeah, we did. We didn't even talk about any of that, but there's not really much to talk about. There wasn't a lot of field day going on, that's for sure. But it is summertime, and time to get some new outfits for the summer, I think.
I love it.
She loves that idea. So if you got any outfit requests, I guess send them in. Or better yet, send her an outfit. Or
there you go.
Yeah, send her
a size large.
Size extra large?
No, just one.
Just one large? Big girl.
What size is your shirt, big boy?
So I am in a weird spot in my life where I'm between an extra large or a large, depending. Mm-hmm. And especially these classic Western shirts, it's just always a roll of the dice. Like this is an extra large from the 80s, Kenny Rogers style, but it's like way too baggy on me. I feel like
some of them are like so tight.
But yeah, and then
more
some
fitted.
So you don't know what to do. So it's better to go up a size. If you it'd be better to be a little baggy than way too tight. So
first word problem.
Once again, it's a quagmire, Angie. Word of the day. Quagmire is the word of the day, but I don't know. I'm somewhere between an XL and an L, working my way down to a medium, unfortunately. Not by choice. Not by choice. Stress is getting me down there. My goal is to be under Angie, is what it is. In more ways than one.
Please don't do that.
More ways than one, I'll be under you. But there it is, Angie. Once again, Patreon. Check it out. Support the podcast. Support the channel. Get early access to videos like this. Everything else I do. Glamour shots, Q&As, giveaways. Bebop Rocksteady is the giveaway this month. Check it out. Support the channel. All that kind of fun stuff. But before we go, Angie, what did we learn today?
Oh, God.
What did we learn? Every week, Angie's surprise, this question comes.
God, what did we talk about for the first 25 minutes?
Oh, I had a lot.
Dolly.
We talked about Dolly.
Talked about those presidential cards.
We talked about the trading cards. 100% we
We
did.
got eat a Butterfinger.
Yep.
You fired someone,
Yep.
but walked off in the woods.
Yep.
That's all I got.
What did you do?
I'm just here looking cute.
She's just here. Hopefully they can hear you.
I'm just here looking cute.
There you go. Well, Angie, we got 61 in the book. But at my count, that's what, 39 more to go?
Mm-hmm.
And then Angie's retiring from podcasts, so you enjoy her
You'll
while
never
you can.
see me again.
You'll never see her. She has no social media presence. She's nowhere.
Well, I'll be doing the question of the week stuff.
Maybe. She'll only be on OnlyFans. It's the only place you'll be able to find her. So there it is, Angie, for episode number 61.
We did it.
I'm Kyle. This is Angie.
Mhm.
Angie, say goodbye in your own special way.
I let him see my feet.
Oh, no. Watch
It's
out.
gonna be on Feet Finder.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
When the time